seems hard to believe that it was 25 years ago that I joined Alice Smith. It was 1996 and the school had just celebrated its 50th anniversary. Within a couple of years, we'd opened up Equine Park and it was all happening on two sites, one at Jallan Bellamy and the other, of course, at Equine Park. 25 years later, I'd just like to pass on my huge congratulations to the school for celebrating its 75th anniversary. Wonderful school, great vision for its foundation, which has been carried on over the years to such a great benefit for all the students that attend. Congratulations, Alice Smith. Have a wonderful party.
We love it.
Alice Smith. Yay.
Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday. I love Alice Smith School. Happy birthday, Alice Smith. Happy birthday, Alice Smith. Happy birthday, Alice Smith.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Alice Smith School. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Alice Smith School.
Happy
Birthday,
Alice
Smith.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Alice Smith.
Sure.
Happy birthday, Alice Smith.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Alice Smith.
Selamat Hari Jadi Sekolah Alice Smith.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Alice Smith School. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Alice Smith School. Happy 75th birthday, Alice Smith. Woo! 75 years. Happy birthday, Alice Smith.
Happy birthday, Alice Smith.
Happy
75th birthday, Alice Smith School.
Happy birthday, Alice Smith. Happy birthday, Alice Smith.
Happy 75th birthday, Alice Smith.
Happy birthday, Alice Smith.
Happy birthday, Alice Smith.
75 years of success. Happy birthday, Alice Smith. Happy birthday, Alice Smith.
Happy birthday, Alice Smith.
Happy birthday, Alice Smith.
Happy 75th birthday, Alice Smith School.
Happy 75th birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
It is truly so heartwarming to see how many greetings we have from all around the world. Our school really embodies connectedness, and the video was a true testament to that. Happy birthday, Alice Smith. Good evening to our head of school, Mr. Schultz, our secondary campus principal, Dr. Oswiki, our primary campus principal, Mr. McCarthy, and to the alumni near and far that have joined us all the way from the States, the UK, Australia, and New Zealand. To the parents, the donors, teachers, students, and last but not least, partners and friends. My name is Anwin Tay, and I'm joined tonight by Rishabh Sen. We are two of the head students at Alice Smith, and we are honored to be hosting the 75th birthday celebration.
As the oldest British international school in Malaysia, we want to take the time during this event to reflect and recognize our roots. While celebrating our past, we also need to understand the lessons learned and carry this legacy into the future, striving always for excellence. In keeping with this sentiment, The theme of our celebration today is Our Heritage, Our Future. We look back to the start of the school in 1946, and then look to the future and the heights that we as a community can reach. To commemorate this special occasion, we welcome our esteemed guests. Mrs. Marma Schnitker, the Chair of the Council of Governors, Mr. Justin Chia, the Operations Director of the Kachara Soup Kitchen Society Malaysia, Ms. Baida Herkus, the President of the Free Tree Society, and Ms. Stephanie Teresa, a volunteer at the Gibbon Conservation Society. We'd now like to invite our wonderful primary students to deliver their birthday messages.
This is Nadaraja. It's so exciting to be here with the Term 1 Student Council. But what are we here for?
Well, we're here to celebrate the 75th anniversary of our school. 75 years, Mrs. Shine.
It's absolutely amazing. I can see happiness in our Zoom room today. Isn't it a great time to stop and think about what we love about our school? I love that our school's got a long history and we can learn things about the past from our school. What do you love, Mrs. Nadaraja?
Well, I like that our school cares about the environment and sustainability. We're a very green school, and that's my favourite part.
Smith School is a very special place. We care for each other.
Alice Smith care with a conquer.
Alice Smith care about the planet. At Alice Smith, we follow the golden rules.
I love the school song.
We are learning to be innovators and problem solvers.
I love helping the planet. I love learning about our school.
I love Alice Smith School because they're so kind, they're so sharing, and so caring. Alice Smith is an amazing school, and it's always been supporting me throughout the years of my experience.
I like learning about the history of Alice Smith School.
Alice Smith School has a long history. We are incredibly proud of all that it has achieved.
Alice Smith School is like a big family.
Alice Smith is one of the best schools I've been to, and I cannot wait to see what Alice Smith School looks like after 10 years.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday! Happy birthday! Yes, happy birthday!
A big thank you to all our primary students and the vice principals for creating such a beautiful video. With the close affiliation of our school and the British community, we have the pleasure of inviting the British High Commissioner to Malaysia, His Excellency Charles Hay, to deliver a special birthday message.
Celebrating Alice Smith's 75th anniversary in Malaysia. This is a huge milestone. Your school has been around for longer than probably anyone taking part in this virtual celebration. As British High Commissioner, I'm enormously proud to be able to tell people that Alice Smith is the first British international school in Malaysia and the only one in KL which is not for profit. Today, of course, our celebrations are virtual, but I have been to your campuses and I was tremendously impressed by your grounds and facilities. I know that you've got a fantastic track record of academic achievement and some tremendously successful alumni. You've all gone on to do great things. And at the heart of every educational institution is, of course, the teachers who dedicate their lives to teaching. Members of the board, of course, as well as support staff who are so essential to keep everything running. And it must be really gratifying for you all to see your efforts paying off as you celebrate 75 years of success. I've also been really pleased to see the way that the school engages with the community through the work of your foundation, focusing on giving back to the community, on promoting sustainability and enriching through education. The theme you've chosen, Our Heritage, Our Future, for this 75th anniversary, seems to me to be particularly apt. And in many ways, you're reaping the benefits from the foundation that your founder and pioneers of the school built. Today, not only are you shaping your future, you're also helping to shape the school and the world for future generations. So, let me finish by saying, happy 75th birthday to Alice Smith School. I very much look forward to coming back to the school and to seeing you all in person. Thanks very much, and enjoy the rest of this virtual party.
A big thank you to His Excellency for that inspiring message. This is such a special moment in Alice Smith's history, and it would be remiss of us not to memorialize this event by taking a picture. Please may we request all our guests and attendees today to switch on their cameras to make a birthday toast, so we may commemorate this special occasion by taking a group photo. Let's raise our glasses to 75 years of an outstanding British education for all. Okay, everyone, please unmute and join us in wishing Alice Smith happy birthday, after which Ms. Chow will take pictures. In 3, 2, 1. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Now over to you, Ms. Chow.
Thank you, everyone. Over to you, Anvan.
Thank you for taking the time to celebrate with us. Gentle reminder to mute yourselves again for the rest of the event. Thank you so much. Part of this evening's celebration focuses on our heritage. We first have a video showing our school's progression through the years.
Back in the changing 1940s, children were sent so far away. But one voice said no, please stay closer to home. We will work out a way to have you stay. So Mrs. Smith became a teacher, and her child the only one in class. And soon there were two who were joined by a few, and the school was started built to last. Alice Smith School, just remember why we're here. We are the makers, builders and shapers of future. It's waiting to appear. Years passed and brought on many changes. New children come and children grow. And just like our name, there is much still the same. So new faces will have a place to show. Seek into an astra, such is the way to the stars. From the small to the tall, when you walk through our doors, you can feel the history that is ours. Alice Smith School, just remember why we're here. We are the makers, builders and shapers of future. The future, the future is waiting to appear. Happy birthday, Alice Smith!
As the oldest British international school in Malaysia, our school has a rich history. Who better to walk us through this journey than Mr. Roger Schultz, our head of school, who first joined Alice Smith in 2010. After being secondary principal for 4 years, in 2014, he was made head of school, and under his vision and stewardship, we have gone from strength to strength.
Hi, Anwen. Thank you very much for that warm introduction. And I'm disappointed you've got your party hat off, Anwen. You had it on there for a little while, but a huge thank you to you and Rishad for helping to host this very special event for us, celebrating our 75 years as a school. 1st November, such a very special date for our school. So thank you very much to everyone who's joined us. Good evening to you, past and present. All of you who have had a connection and association with our school over the past 75 years, and a very, very happy birthday to our school, the Alice Smith School. We've just got a crackerjack storm coming over. I'm sitting in my Equine Park office. You will see a photo of Jalen Equine in the background. A photo of Jalen Eaton, where the school originally started, in the background. But I hope you can hear me okay, but there's a lot of thunder and lightning going on at the moment. But good old Malaysia, we're in the monsoon season. I feel incredibly fortunate to be the head of this amazing school for this wonderful celebration. And I'm deeply honoured to be able to share some thoughts with you about why the Alice Smith School is so special to me. While they are a cause for celebration, anniversaries are also a time to reflect on what has happened to get us to a certain point in time. And in our case, it's 75 years down the road from when the school first started. Our heritage as a school in Malaysia is an intriguing story of determination, endeavour, and dedication over more than 7 decades from the end of the Second World War. It is a story about the strength of human spirit, the power of belief, and the importance of giving for the benefit of others. The Alice Smith story is a tribute to the stewardship of so many before us, as well as those in the present day who have given and continue to give selflessly of their time, and who have committed in the past their expertise, skills, passion, and resourcefulness to make our school what it is today. As a not-for-profit school, our community has worked together and taken positive actions to do what has been needed to not only ensure the school's survival, but to nurture its growth, improve the scale and strength of its educational service, secure and build its reputation for excellence, and enhance its outreach and impact in the wider community, most recently through the establishment of the Alice Smith School Foundation in 2018. Our heritage as the oldest British international school in Malaysia is very special, and we should never take it for granted. Those of us who are currently staff, students, and parents, we have a duty to ensure that this connection with the past is never lost. It should always be remembered and celebrated. We have with us this evening, I hope, several Golden Star alumni who were students of our school in its very earliest years, back in the late 40s and the 50s. Dato Curtis attended the school from 1957 to 61 in the first buildings at Jalan Bellamy. We saw a picture of those earlier in one of the videos. Alan Fraser attended Jalan Bellamy in the 50s, as did John Brisden in 1950 and 51. Malcolm Llewellyn was in the first class at Jalan Eaton when Alice Pfeffel Smith started our school. It is wonderful to have them join us this evening for our 75th anniversary. As the current custodians of the Alice Smith School, we have a responsibility to build upon the Alice Smith story. It is an opportunity to strengthen our belief of creating an enduring sense of belonging to something very special. Our anniversary theme, our heritage, our future, is a compelling one. Our heritage can give us the courage and the fortitude we need to step boldly as a school community into the future. And step boldly we must, just like others have done for us in the past. We must do this with a collective determination and a generosity of spirit to shape and carve out the next chapters in our school's wonderful story. I often wonder what the Alice Smith School will be like when it celebrates its centenary year in 2046. There is no doubt that much will have been added to enrich its heritage over the next 25 years. I hope that those that come after us will have been touched by its same generosity of spirit and its sense of belonging. Thank you for joining us this evening for this very special occasion, and happy birthday to Alice Smith on its 75th anniversary. Thank you, Anne.
Thank you, Mr. Schultz, for that arousing speech, which will move us in the right direction towards the future. A big part of looking towards our future is striving to be more sustainable. In Eco Club, we've been working on re-engineering the school's recycling system and are passionate about starting a composting network at the secondary campus. We're proud recipients of the Eco School's Bronze Flag certification at the secondary campus. We would now like to introduce our secondary campus Eco Prefect, Leanne Su, who has been an integral part of Eco Club since its foundation 3 years ago.
Thank you for the introduction, Rishab. As the Eco Prefect of the secondary campus this academic year, I've had the honor of taking charge of the sustainability movement alongside our hardworking Eco Club and Eco Committee. Our Eco Club, composed of committed students, works in tandem with the Eco Committee, which includes staff members and student representatives to pursue initiatives in order to improve our school's environmental sustainability. As my tenure as Eco Prefect comes to an end, I've been reflecting upon how this role has shaped me and the impact that I've contributed to within our school community and beyond. What I found myself realizing is that taking on this role has taught me about the expansive definition of sustainability. By its textbook definition, sustainability is the ability to continue over a period of time. That transcends the rather narrow and purely environmental view that I held about sustainability prior to taking on this role. Rather, it is a multifaceted issue, and improving sustainability means paying close attention to economic, social, and environmental factors within our community. If I were to draw up an ideal vision for the future of our school sustainability movement, I would see these three pillars upholding all our development. They would be values by which we would live and consider alongside every important decision. Indeed, it is very exciting to know that our governors are very forward-thinking on this and have already built sustainability in all its forms as a key strategic theme into our long-term development goals for both campuses. I envision a school, and a world for that matter, where everything we use is completely renewable and every object's environmental impact is considered in its production, use, and disposal. I aspire for a world where social and economic inequality are actively combated within a system which offers equitable access to all opportunities. Being immersed in our school's progression towards sustainability, I believe that we are certainly on the right path to achieving it. It has been astonishing to see the progress we have made as a school these past few years. From an environmental standpoint, we have recently achieved the Eco Schools Bronze Award, an international accreditation of our environmental efforts. We have hosted an eco debate and an upcycling house event in collaboration with Uniqlo. Our social sustainability efforts can be seen through our work alongside Kachara Soup Kitchen and the Foundation's Build Kindness campaign, and the passionate work of ClassCom, who have hosted events like the Unsung Heroes Assembly, which formally shows our appreciation as a school community towards the unrelenting efforts of our non-teaching staff to keeping our school running. In targeting equitable distribution, our Christmas Shoebox Appeal, Rainbow of Love Art Jam, and Lost Food Project Donation Drive have been initiated in order to support vulnerable groups within our community. Students involved in the service learning ECAs have taught lessons in a multitude of subjects to refugee students from UNHCR schools to make full use of the extensive resources and facilities that we have to provide immersive learning experiences, which would otherwise be unavailable to these students. While a number of these initiatives have been necessarily placed on hold during this pandemic, it is our sincere hope that as we return to life on campus, we will be able to adapt ECAs and events such as these so that we can resume them in a safe way in the new normal. I feel as though economic sustainability is a difficult pillar to attack and that it requires a great deal of creativity and an entrepreneurial edge. Our new Class Apprentice ECA highlights that this is well within our capabilities. Students across multiple years have been challenged to create a business which manufactures, markets, and sells a sustainable product. The project operates within a circular framework whereby starting costs are provided from the sale of recycled materials and excess funds raised are donated to the foundation. Another avenue of our efforts towards economic sustainability comes in our work with the Kachara Soup Kitchen Society in supporting single mothers and vulnerable women to make and package sewn items for sale. Although our sustainable achievements as a school are impressive, I believe that they should never be interpreted as the end goal to our efforts. Rather, they are milestones alongside our constant passion-driven improvement. Yes, it is absolutely integral to acknowledge the progress that we have made, but I believe that only when we look to the future and identify how we can consistently develop as a school will we continue to make these strides. And this is exactly the kind of attitude that you will find when sitting in the science lab of our Eco Club meetings or on a Google Meet discussing our next event in ClassCom. For example, in Eco Club, we have just completed our annual environmental review, where we have identified our environmental strengths and weaknesses as a school to ascertain not only the improvements we've made in the past year, but also what areas we can work on. From this information, we are currently developing an action plan to further improve our environmental sustainability provision and practice. It is our intention to implement sufficient progress to achieve the Silver Eco Schools Award by the end of this academic year and reach full green flag status within the next 3 years. When I think of Alice Smith's sustainable future, I hope for it to be just one way in which individuals within our community contribute to large-scale sustainability. Our school is truly a safe, encouraging, and supportive environment for students to pursue projects, passions, and ideas, including those which lie within the 3 pillars of sustainability. This may begin through ECAs or volunteering through the foundation, but these experiences have impacts which spread far beyond those singular efforts. From my experience, being involved in the school sustainability movement has instilled a drive and confidence that I have the power, alongside my community, to make significant change. It has enabled me to think beyond my education at Alice Smith and to how I will contribute to the movement in other aspects and periods in my life. Thank you.
Thank you, Leanne, for sharing your insights as a leader at the forefront of Alice Smith's environmental sustainability efforts. As a member of the student body, your views on what sustainability and today's theme mean to you is extremely relevant and inspirational. We would now like to invite everyone to watch a video showing our sustainability efforts at our primary campus.
The KLASS community cares about planet Earth. I like Alice Smith because in our lessons we are learning about the global goals. We learn lots of Alice Smith. I think Alice Smith is great at making differences, like how the Eco Council got us near recycling bins. We learn about the 3 R's.
Alice Smith School works as a team. At Alice Smith, we follow the golden rules.
The KLASS community makes a positive difference to the lives of others. For example, Kachara Soup Kitchen.
Buka tengok. Buka tengok. Ini sekolahnya. Akak boleh mari sekejap, mari cakap sikit. Wah. Wah, nampak tak? Lagi buka tengok. Wow.
I love helping the planet.
We're learning to work together to make life on Earth sustainable. That's a good reason why Alice Smith is definitely incredible.
I can't wait to see Alice Smith in the future.
Wow, I, for one, am extremely proud to be part of a community that prioritizes this important issue and is forward-thinking in making change. Alice Smith has truly done a wonderful job in highlighting the importance of being environmentally conscious. And I think all the efforts at the primary campus teach the minds of tomorrow the importance of sustainability. Now, Leanne will moderate a panel discussion with our distinguished guests from the Kachara Soup Kitchen, the Free Tree Society, and the Gibbon Conservation Society.
Thank you, Rishab. Discourse surrounding what our sustainable future is going to look like and how we're going to get there is so important, which is why I'd like to introduce 3 guests we are honored to host today to gain some insight from the perspective of some truly committed individuals surrounding this topic. I'd like to firstly introduce Justin Chia from Kachara Soup Kitchen. Justin has been a vital force in the growth of Kachara into an organization which today aims to provide food, basic medical services, and welfare assistance to the needy. Their motto, "Hunger has no barriers," highlights the importance they place on coming together as a community with a shared goal to offer help wherever it is needed. Next, I'd like to introduce Baida Herkis, the president and co-founder of the Free Tree Society. Baida, a KLASS alumna and parent, is passionately committed to spreading the message of environmental stewardship, and the Free Tree Society reflects this by giving away trees and educating on waste management, biodiversity, and climate change. Last but not least, I'd like to introduce Stephanie Teresa, a volunteer at the Gibbon Conservation Society, an organization which aims to conserve and protect Malaysian gibbons and other primates through rehabilitation and public awareness. GCS is committed to the conservation of gibbons, which is evidenced through their accreditation from the International Union for Conservation of Nature. So looking at each of your fantastic websites, the successes you guys have had in the context of sustainability are very clear. We have put the links in the chat window for our guests to peruse at their leisure after the party is over, should they be interested to know more. So with those successes in mind, the question I would really like to begin with is, currently, what do you believe are the main challenges and barriers to progress in sustainability within your respective fields? Justin, would you like to take this question first?
Good evening to you, Leanne. Thank you for having me here, members of the board, school foundation, alumni, and everyone. Happy 75th birthday, Alice Smith. Yay. And before I forget the question, yes, the main challenge here lies in many folds, especially the recent times. Yeah. Getting us to be sustainable is always a challenge for me, because of the circumstances that non-profits get into. There's cost to cover, there's so many people, and increasing up to now these days for us to help. And it's very hard for us to strike a balance here. And I'm very grateful for Alice Smith for having worked with us for the last 12 months or so and benefiting the poor. And you're talking about the campaign, such as Build Kindness campaign. It has not just helped the needy, but also the parents, the students. They have a chance to get involved in the charity and perform the spirit of generosity. I hope many more will come forward and do the same, because this has not just benefit the needy, as I've said, but also from the giver's point of view. So I'm very, very happy to reiterate this, because this has just helped so many of us. Yeah. So before I forget again, happy birthday and thank you for having me here.
Thank you so much for that, Justin. How about you, Baida? What are some of the challenges that you can share with us through your work with the Free Tree Society?
Thank you for the introduction, Leanne. Hope you can hear me. A big hello also to everyone who has joined us for this 75th birthday celebration. I deal with sustainability issues such as climate change, water scarcity, water and biodiversity loss, waste and biodiversity loss, sorry. And these are all global issues. And what drives me in my work is, the lack of awareness and understanding of these emergencies, particularly biodiversity loss and climate change. These issues are very serious, and the signs of it are everywhere and becoming increasingly worse as we break planetary boundaries. So why are most of our leaders, in denial, some acting like they do not know and some acting like they care, but they're taking little or no action to try to stop this downward slide. Now in Malaysia so far we have, we have very little to show actually in the way of determined effort. So nationally there are still almost no clear steps to, being taken, no plans declared. There's a lack of information shared on what our particular challenges are and what our options are in terms of, the priorities that we need to adopt and how quickly we actually need to adopt them. And so while the world is in a crisis here, we sometimes feel like there's no sense of urgency. So this timeline to act is somewhere in the future. It's 2030 or 2050 because, our priority is still GDP and profits. So here in Malaysia, we still rely very heavily on oil, mining, logging, and plantations. And there's no real plans to transform these into sort of sustainable industries. We need political will to integrate environment and economic policies and to understand that the preservation of our environment doesn't mean no development. It means that we radically need to refocus and also to reorient priorities to truly make development sustainable. So if we take a step back from national and worldview points of view, at this point in the trajectory of our shared existence, we as individuals also need to be prioritizing the environment because we are part of the problem. So if you are one of these people who are not prioritizing just yet, I would like you to reach out for the information that you are missing, find out what the problems are, what the negative impacts that you might be contributing to are, and to also find out what are the sustainable solutions, the alternative plans of action are, and then just to embrace that. And if you ever have any trouble, please come and find me at Free Tree Society and I will help you on this journey.
Thank you so much for your insights, Bida. And Stephanie, what do you think are significant barriers you and GCS have faced in your work and advocacy?
Hi, thank you so much for inviting us to join today, and happy 75th anniversary and birthday. I think one of the challenges that we face is also a lack of awareness and lack of action that leads to people buying wildlife like gibbons. The thing with gibbons is they are, when people buy a gibbon, they don't realize that an entire family is killed just to get one infant gibbon. So things like this that people don't realize, it really affects the work that we do, because we try to create awareness on this. Another thing that we struggle with is the lack of understanding of proper rehabilitation. So with wildlife, most people assume that once you have them as pets or once you rescue them, it's just easy to just send them back to the forest, just like that, without any rehab, and that their natural instincts would kick in, and that they would just be able to survive. But in the case of gibbons, for example, rehabilitation takes 5 to 15 years even. It can take that long. And they need to achieve many different criteria, about 7 criteria, in order for them to actually be able to survive in the wild. So it's knowledge of these things that that we feel people lack, that would really help if more people had an understanding of this kind of thing.
Thank you so much, Stephanie. So leading on from this, what advice would you give to individuals and our school community as a whole on how to create meaningful change? Bida, can I direct this question to you first?
Sure. One of the main barriers to changing the environment for the better is that people are clinging to the belief that someone else will sort it out. So some of us think that it is not really necessary to change, and that we can leave it to others, such as the government and big corporations, to make the changes for us. And this attitude is so wrong, because we all have a part to play. We all need to question whether the habits of convenience and self-indulgence are really serving us. Some of us may feel a reluctance to even, reduce or give up things such as eating meat every day. How do we go about reducing our energy demands, such as flying less, using less of our air conditioners, buying less things that we don't really need, or even buying gifts for others that they probably also don't need, for example? So we have to realize that we all need to take charge and change collectively. So whether it is planting one tree or not using one plastic bag, eating vegan for one meal, do your part. And when everybody plays their part collectively, we can make a difference. For the youth who have joined us today, I would like you also to use your voice to speak up. The adults who are unfortunately still in charge have created a big mess, and you need to get them to break their very bad habits urgently. So the longer they take, the harder it is for us to reverse the damage. So our youth can also love the fact that our school has been working very hard on sustainability over the last few years. And I know that some of the children who have taken part in Fridays for Climate, the Eco Club, and also the Eco Committee have really helped to pave this momentum. So well done to those children, and to keep speaking up. So keep that momentum going and that positive change going. For the adults who have joined us today, I'm going to say don't bank on the youth to fix things. While the youth like Leanne are impressive and they are the future, we adults know what life was like before climate change and pollution. We have experienced what weather and seasons were like, and how the predictability of weather built communities. Our children have been born and are growing up in a very different era, in a world where we have already very clearly departed from all the averages. So the world today is depleted of so much biodiversity and richness of place. The forests are quieter, the coral reefs are depleted of color, even our air is, a bleak gray. So let us hurry and to restore things to how they used to be, so that our children and our grandchildren can experience what a healthy, beautiful and rich planet we have is actually like.
Thank you so much for that. Sorry, how about you, Justin? How do you think that we can create meaningful change?
Well, for me, it is to pick something that interests you the most. Probably you have passionate in something that, like say feeding the poor. So you can start something small, and everyone has a part to play. Just like what Ida had said just now, it was a brilliant idea to talk about this, because I felt that a lot of people, they feel that, okay, someone has already taken care of this, so they don't have to get involved. But this is not so, because we felt that if everyone were to be able to take a little bit part of it, wouldn't this world will be a better place to live in? And it is it's a matter, it's more about you. It's not just helping the poor, like I said in my previous question, but it is more about cultivating the generosity part of yourself, to educate the younger ones, to educate our future leaders how to become more generous, how to be more thinking of others, to benefit others, to create that kind of compassionate environment for our future children to be living in, a better place for us to live in. So every one of us have a part to play, in fact, and I urge everyone to take part, whether it is to volunteer just 1 hour a week, or be it 5 days a week. It doesn't really matter. If you can't really go on the ground, help promote the cause that you like. Help to promote them, because it is so easy these days. It's just at the tip of a finger. and you will be able to probably inspire someone, like every one of you do. And if you can't really do everything that I mentioned just now, you can also donate. And then that's what happened in this Do Kindness campaign. We saw so many people came forward to come in, and I'm very thankful again to Alice Smith School, because why, for this you have this foundation set for everyone to come and get involved. So here you go, you already have a change, you already made a difference to the world. And I advise all of you, you have to have a bit of a patience. If you are doing something, you start something small, it's fine. Rome is not built in just one day. It takes years or decades. And just be patient. Don't just lose hope if there's something that you hope for doesn't pan out nicely. I'm sure it will come in years to come, if not weeks. So this is something that I would like to share with all. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, Justin. So just before we continue, we are a bit rushed on time. So if it would be possible to maybe give more summaries at the end of our questions, at the end of our answers, just to keep it a bit more concise. Thank you so much. So Stephanie, what do you think? What advice would you give?
I think I'd like to start with saying that Alice Smith is doing an amazing job already. Just watching the video that you guys showed just now, there's so many things that you have achieved and contributed to NGOs like Chara and all that. It's really amazing. So continue doing that in terms of wildlife, in terms of conservation, things like not buying wildlife would be one way to start. Creating awareness about that, telling people, telling your friends, telling your family, not to support these kind of things. That would be already, a great start. Commenting on Facebook, on sharing on Facebook, on Instagram, things like that, social media. Those things help. Also things like what Justin was saying, get involved in the charities and the causes that you care about. If you care about wildlife, then we have volunteer opportunities both on site and you can even help from home, from your computer. We have volunteers for that as well. And yeah, we've had two amazing alumni from Alice Smith come and volunteer on site. Emma and Teresa. Emma is still there, still volunteering. So keep doing that.
Thank you so much for your insights, Stephanie. So for a final question, to kind of just tie everything together, if you've got one final takeaway that you want to leave us all with, what would that be? So maybe just starting with Justin.
Well, get involved right now. Don't be shy. I look forward to see all of you here in our charity ground. Come to the ground.
Thank you so much for that. And Baida, what would you give? Maybe just a sentence to tie it all together.
Oh, okay. Well, two main takeaways from me. The first one is to become more sustainable. First, don't stop learning, and that the last one is to really make better choices. Take what you learn and put it into action, and yeah, just keep acting on that change and build a future that we want to build.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Baida. And Stephanie?
I think the smallest thing that you might do, maybe you think it's not enough, but a small little action, even as much as a donation, as a ringgit donation or 5 minutes of your time, it makes a difference. It really makes a difference.
Thank you, everybody. A big thank you to Mr. Justin Chia, Ms. Baida Herkus, and Ms. Stephanie Teresa for this thought-provoking discussion. Your dedication and commitment to these organizations and causes are both admirable and a testament to your global thinking mindset. Thank you as well to Leanne for moderating this panel discussion. Our final guest this evening is Mrs. Marama Schnittke, the chair of the Council of Governors. She will enlighten us with the 75th anniversary and launch the anniversary and the 75th birthday gifts campaign.
Hello, thank you students and panel speakers, and it was inspirational. So you're teaching old people like me about it, so thank you. As chair of the council, I am honoured to be here today to speak on behalf of my fellow governors, but also Mrs. Alice Fairfield Smith herself. So she founded our school, our not-for-profit school, where the top priority is the well-being and success of our students. And 75 years later, that remains unchanged. I think Alice Smith would be very proud of the resilience and tenacity that our school community has shown over the last 18 months. It has not been easy, but we are speaking virtually today, and with the hope that all our students are back on campus by the 8th of November, which we're all very much looking forward to. I believe Council hopes that we'll be celebrating the 75th anniversary with you in person shortly. So as we kick off the celebrations, I'm reminded of the proverb, one generation plants trees and another gets the shade. So thank you to our past students, staff, parents, governors, and friends of Alice Smith for all the trees you have planted over the last 75 years and whose shade we enjoy today. And I hope that over the next 75 years and beyond, a lot more trees are planted. So the highlight of the celebrations will be the Diamond Gala Ball planned for June 2022. And thank you to the parents and staff members who are already working hard on that to make it a special evening. So you need to dust off those ball gowns and black ties in anticipation. And our alumni will also be celebrating our 75th anniversary celebrations in London, Perth, Melbourne, the US, Canada, and Hong Kong. So finally, as we talk about planting trees for future generations, the Alice Smith School Foundation is hoping to raise funds through our November giving for 5 worthy causes, 3 of which you've just listened to the speakers about. And every gift is important. It all counts. So if you could give towards building a sustainable future together as part of our birthday celebrations, that would be much appreciated. I'm delighted to announce tonight that my fellow governors have already kick-started the fundraising off and made pledges, so that when our donation site goes live today, they'll be one of the first people to have made contributions. So without further ado, I hereby launch the Alice Smith School's 75th birthday celebration.
Skills for Good and decided to host a fundraiser coding competition.
It is truly an honor to use the privilege that we have as students to help support the urban poor during these tough times.
Let's celebrate! Buy the birthday gifts now.
Help make a difference to support a sustainable earth.
Thank you, Mrs. Schenker. To us, the 75th Birthday Gifts Initiative encapsulates some of the core values of Alice Smith. It's an amazing way of staying connected with the wider community and extending kindness to others. Above all, this program appreciates the ever-connected and service-oriented heritage of this school and aims to adapt, grow, and promises to do even better. The campaign embodies today's theme of sustainability, as it simultaneously recognizes that our collective efforts are greater than that of an individual, and also allows us to make choices today that build a better future. Our actions today spell the story of tomorrow and pave the way for those who come after us. Buy us birthday gifts now and help us build sustainability. Every gift counts and will make a difference. The donation link is in the chat box now.
As we end our celebrations today, our final thanks goes to every individual that has nurtured and guided the school through the years. From the strength of the past years, we draw momentum for the years yet to be. We hope that you will join us in ushering in another 75 years of outstanding education for all. To bring our celebrations to a close, we have our primary campus choir singing our school song. Please join us if you know the words, which seem even more meaningful today.
Children were sent so far away, but one voice said no, please stay closer to home. We will work out a way to have you stay. So Mrs. Smith became a teacher, and her child the only one in class. And soon there were two who were joined by a few, and the school was started built to last. Alice Smith School, just remember why we're here. We are the makers, builders and shapers of future. It's waiting to appear. Years passed and brought on many changes. New children come and children grow. And just like our name, there is much still the same. So new faces will have a place to show. Sing into an astra, such is the way to the stars. From the small to the tall, when you walk through our doors, you can feel the history that is ours. Alice Smith School, just remember why we're here. We are the makers, builders and shapers of future. The future, the future is waiting to appear.
We would like to extend our thanks to the organizations like Kachara Soup Kitchen, the Free Tree Society, and the Gibbon Conservation Society for continuing to cooperate and lend us support, as well as our esteemed guests for being a part of this incredible occasion.
Thank you to our head of school, our principals and vice principals, the Council of Governors, the Foundation board members, our guest speakers, our teachers, parents, alumni, donors, partners, friends, and students for taking the time this evening to attend this event. Sic iter ad astra. Thank you, everybody.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday.
It seems hard to believe that it was 25 years ago that I joined Alice Smith. It was 1996 and the school had just celebrated its 50th anniversary. Within a couple of years, we'd opened up Equine Park and it was all happening on two sites, one at Bellamy and the other, of course, at Equine Park. 25 years later, I'd just like to pass on my huge congratulations to the school for celebrating its 75th anniversary. Wonderful school, great vision for its foundation, which has been carried on over the years to such a great benefit for all the students that attend. Congratulations, Alice Smith. Have a wonderful party.
We love Alice Smith! Yay!
Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
I love Alice Smith School.
Happy birthday, Alice Smith!
Happy birthday, Alice!
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Alice Smith School. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Alice Smith School.
Happy birthday, Alice Smith.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Alice Smith. Happy birthday, Alice Smith.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Alice Smith.
Selamat Hari Jadi Sekolah Alice Smith.
Happy birthday, Alice Smith School. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Alice Smith School. Happy 75th birthday, Alice Smith. Woo! 75 years. Happy birthday, Alice Smith.
Happy birthday, Alice Smith!
Happy
75th birthday, Alice Smith School.
Happy birthday, Alice Smith! Happy birthday, Alice Smith!
Happy 75th birthday, Alice Smith.
Happy birthday, Alice Smith!
Happy birthday, Alice Smith.
75 years of success. Happy birthday, Alice Smith! Happy birthday, Alice Smith!
Happy birthday, Alice Smith.
Happy birthday, Alice Smith!
Happy 75th birthday, Alice Smith School.
Happy 75th birthday!
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday.